everyone, welcome to Sweet Tomato Vine Homestead. I'm Linda. Today I'm in my east garden and you can see it behind me right now. It looks pretty good, but there is a lot of work that needs to be done out here. I'm going to do some of the work that needs to be done. My vines are beginning to grow out a little bit further than what I want them to grow. So I'm going to take my push lawnmower and I'm just going to go around the edge. Some of the vines are hanging over. I'll just push them back, and then I'll take my push mower and go the rest of the way with push mower and remove the weeds that are on this side. Then I'm going to harvest the things that can be harvested in here. I'm also going to be planting some more squash and pumpkin seeds. I see that I left my seeds in the house. After I finish with all that, I'm going to spray my Captain Jack in this area. I'll be putting down some fertilizer because I planted some seeds in here the other day. I did not put any fertilizer in there, so I bought my bone meal and my blood meal out. That is all I have right now besides my liquid fertilizer. That is all that I have right now that's going to go over in here. I do have some slow release fertilizer on order. Should be here in a few days. So let's go ahead and get started cleaning out this garden and getting it ready for fall. Those squash that I'm going to be planting today are some zucchini. I planted some zucchini the other day. I'm going to plant some more zucchini. I'm also going to plant some more candy roasted squash. I will be putting in some of my winter squashes. And y'all, the winter squash does not mean that you only plant these squash during the winter month. The winter squash are called winter squash because they store well. They store throughout the winter months. You can bring them in if you make sure that outside rind is hard and you kind of poke it and there is no indentation. That means that it is ready to store. Now if you harvest it before you can poke it and leave no indentation, then it will not store well. That means you go ahead and you can harvest it, but you need to go ahead and bring it inside and use it. So those cushaw squash, those acorn squash, the spaghetti squash, the butternut squashes, those are wonderful winter squashes that you can take into your home, put them in a cool, dry place and store them, and then use them as you need them throughout those winter months. So that is what I'm going to be planting, some more of those. The zucchini is not a winter squash. The zucchini is a summer squash, but I did not get enough zucchini this season, and my daughter has began to love zucchini bread. So that is one thing that I'll be storing some to make her zucchini bread. But I'm also going to be using some fresh and also putting some up in my freezer. So the reason why I keep looking around is because I'm trying to kind of scope things out, trying to see what is going to need to be harvested. So y'all, let's just go ahead and get started before it gets too warm. I came out early. It's not too early, but I came out early so that I could try to beat the pollinators before they get out, because as I said, I want to spray some Captain Jack out here and I don't want to affect my pollinators. I want to keep my pollinators if I can. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna start this mower, and I didn't even check to see if this had, I didn't check to see if there was gas, y'all. I just wanted to come out and go ahead and get it done. Yeah, I think I got enough for what I need to do. I'm just going around these edges. So let's go ahead and get started. This is gonna get a little noisy. So okay, so I had to go back in. I got my water and I got my seeds and some other tools I'm gonna be needing out here. I'm gonna show you all my seeds though. I got some extra gloves. Might need those. And I got my harvest basket. Okay, but the seeds that I'm gonna be dropping out here today, this one is a buttercup. Oh, there's a beautiful butterfly just came out here. But y'all know some of those butterflies be one laying these eggs on your plant, dropping the worms off. But that monarch butterfly is the one that drops those eggs that you'll see on your parsley and cilantro and things like that. And although, you know, that's a cycle that has to be done, I just do not like to see them out there. There's some pretty worms, green and yellow, but y'all, when I see those, yeah, it's like I don't even really want to eat that stuff. But yeah, that look like it could be the monarch now, looking for somewhere to lay those little eggs. But okay, we're back to what we were doing. Y'all, these are the tromboncino squash. And the tromboncino is one that is, it is resistant to the squash vine borer. Got the sweet dumpling. These are some acorn, more dark green zucchini. I got some duplicates in here. I will just put them back in. This is a Connecticut pumpkin. This is the, I call it KK pumpkin. This is one that gives you those green seeds that you can roast, and it's like the ones that you purchase at the store, your pumpkin seeds. Another Connecticut pumpkin. This is the Long Island cheese squash, but it looks like a pumpkin. And these are my Cushaw squash. This is the Jarradale squash. And this is the Lady Godiva. And then I have this winter luxury pie squash. Okay, so these are the squashes that I'm gonna be planting. So now I'm trying to decide which one do I want to do first. I think that planting is gonna take a lot out of me. So let's go ahead and get that planting done, because I'm gonna have to add some of my fertilizer while I am planting. And I did bring my shovel and a hoe because I wanted to take out some of the weeds that are in the garden. That looks like that's gonna be a hard job. Let me just give it a try and see how much that's gonna take out of me. Cause y'all know, I told y'all I don't like to do no chopping. Chopping is not something that I like to do. I would rather get it and see where it is, see where this weed is, and pull it out. But this one looks like I just about chopped it out. Let me see. I did not bring anything to put my weeds in. But the good thing about it, about getting these weeds out, is that these spaces where these weeds are some spaces that I can use to go ahead and plant in. See, this is taking a lot. And I can kind of see underneath these weeds and see that there's, nothing under here. Although you know that those critters can hide really good. So you still want to be very, very careful. Although you might think, well, I don't see anything. Okay, so I can see there are some of these heel bugs down here. Okay, so that's not gonna be that hard to chop. One tool that I forgot to bring was my box cutter, because I can use my box cutter and get in here and make my slits in my paper really fast. But I did bring some scissors. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do. Now that I have got those weeds out the way, I'm just gonna go through, find me some spaces to make sure that they are next to my irrigation. And I can do several right here. I don't want to make them too big, because the bigger you make them, the more weeds you'll have. So that's 2 right there. I did not count my seeds that I bought out, but I can plant 1 on each side of my irrigation line. Just being careful not to cut my irrigation, because it is the same color as this plastic. There's double plastic right here. about 4 or 5. A lot of these got double plastic now. 7, 8. I don't think I bought more than 10. I don't think I bought more than 10 seed packets out here. So I'm gonna do a couple more. And eventually you'll see I'm gonna have vines growing everywhere. It's hard to know where these vines are gonna go anyway. So just do the best I can and put these vines out. And y'all, I'm going to make these holes in here. Okay, I'm gonna use this same container that I bought my seeds out in to mix up me a little fertilizer. And it's gonna be blood meal and bone meal. And I sprayed a little Captain Jack on this tree behind me because the tree was looking kind of funny. The leaves were turning all yellow, probably just because of the heat. But I went ahead and sprayed some Captain Jack on it anyway. And so Captain Jack smells strong out here. Okay, so I got about equal parts of blood meal and bone meal in here. Okay, so now I'm going to take my seeds out here into the garden and I'm going to plant these seeds. Okay, so I got it all planted, y'all. I started out putting like a couple of seeds in each hole, but then it got so hard I started putting 3 seeds. By the time I got to the last one, I think I put 6 seeds in the last one. So the last one was the hardest to plant, but they're all in. The last one actually got covered with fertilizer as a cover up. I didn't even dig enough soil on the last one, so we'll see how they come out. Y'all, these seeds, they want to grow, so you don't have to be too much. You don't be too particular about, getting the seed, put it in there, but it is covered. It's covered with some fertilizer. It's covered with some soil, but it's covered with some fertilizer. So I got all the seeds planted, and now next thing I want to do, I want to go ahead and harvest before I turn my irrigation on. Irrigation has already ran one time, y'all, but it's still pretty dry here. So I'm going to probably up my ante on how much time I'm leaving my irrigation on out here. I think I had it on for an hour, and it came on at like 4 a.m. for an hour. So I'm going to turn it up. It came on at 4 a.m. for 30 minutes. I'm going to turn it up higher to run for a longer period of time. I see that I do have some okra that is ready, and it is some of my Star of David okra. I also have some of the jambalaya okra that is ready. I'm gonna go ahead and harvest it. And y'all, I'm harvesting this Star of David okra earlier now, because when I first started in the early part of the season, when the Star of David okra first started in the first part of the season, those bigger pods were still tender. Now I've noticed that those bigger pods are beginning to be more woody. So I am going to go ahead and get these small ones. I'm gonna go ahead and get these small ones off. That's about all I can harvest for right now. And y'all, the cantaloupe that I got is so delicious. It came out of this East garden. I'm still having a problem with the critters getting in here. Cynthia mentioned that I should put a basket over them. I can put those baskets over those small ones. Last season we did try it, but you remember, I put those baskets, those Dollar Tree baskets, over those small melons, and something raised that up. And someone said they thought that probably was a human. But I don't think a human would be picking them up, eating out of them, and leaving them. So, you know, raccoons, like y'all say, raccoons are pretty smart, and they can do things with their hands somewhat like a human. So I think that's what it was, a raccoon. So I thought about putting those baskets over it, but they would only work for like my cantaloupes. So that is what, when I have another cantaloupe come, or those small melons, we also put it over a small melon last season. The melon grew so fast that the melon got stuck in that basket. So there's a lot of different things, but I am going to still use the basket, Cynthia. I'm also going to be using some of the, like those onion bags, because we bought onion bags this season to store some of our onions in. I'm going to be using some of those onion bags to put over some of these melons, because those bags will sort of expand. They come in really shriveled, and they expand for what you have to put in them. So those bags will expand. I don't know if it's going to stop that raccoon from pawing at that melon, but it will, you know, it is worth a try. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to harvest first. Then I'm going to be spraying my Captain Jack, and then we're going to go inside. But first I need to sip this water, y'all, because it is hot out here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and harvest some of this jambalaya okra, and I did bring my snips out to get it. Brought my snips. Remember my snips today to get my okra. I'm going to turn the camera around so y'all can see. Y'all, I told you the jambalaya are these okra that produce on small plants. These plants will grow, but these jambalaya pods will grow on these small plants. I bent that one over the other day so they wouldn't grow anymore. I said I'll see if if I can bend them and they not grow anymore. I got a melon that's wrapped itself in here in this okra. I mean, it has wrapped itself in and has a small melon on it. But I still have a lot of flowers on my jambalaya okra, so I am very excited about that, because we love okra. And y'all, none of this okra has made it to the freezer that I have been harvesting so far. So we have not harvested enough okra to store yet. We are eating the okra that we have. We need to eat some of the okra that we have in the freezer already, but you know, it would not go to waste because we love okra. But when it's fresh, coming straight out of the garden, we cannot resist it. Okay, so now I'm going to harvest this Star of David okra, and I see I have 2 melons over here that have been eaten. But y'all, I think that this Captain Jack is also going to help, because when I was out here diligently spraying my Captain Jack, I was not having any problems with anything eating in my garden. So I had not been spraying it because it had been so hot, and the last rain took it out. And so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to spray my Captain Jack out here today. I'm going to see if the Captain Jack will help with the problem, to deter the pests from coming in, whether they be small or large. But I had decided that I'm going to go ahead and start harvesting my Star of David okra while it's smaller. And although these are very small, I am going to go ahead and get them. I got another melon over here. Let's find the first tendril. Okay, the first tendril seems to be, first tendril on this one is pretty swivel. So I'm going to go ahead and harvest this melon. Okay, so this is a nice one. Harvest this melon. Put it in my wagon. I bought my wagon out today to help me out. Okay, so now just finished with my Star of David okra. Creative One Designs was saying that she had ants that were invading her beans, and Creative One Designs, I don't know if you spray, but Captain Jack is one that will keep those ants from crawling on your plants and your food, because ants were crawling on my okra plant until I started spraying that Captain Jack. And I just used the Captain Jack that I use on my trees, on my fruit trees. And that Captain Jack fruit tree spray keeps those ants off of my plants. And y'all, I had got to these while they were so small and tender that I really didn't need to snip. So it's like when I come out here with the snip, the tender okras out here, I come out here without the snip, then I got that tough okra. So you just never know, but it's good to always keep the snips with you. Okay, so I think I got all the okra. And as you can see in there, that is my okra harvest for today. Now I'm going to spray my Captain Jack. And this won't take long, y'all, because this sprayer is awesome. I love this sprayer. I will put it in the description box if anyone is interested in this sprayer, because it is awesome. It don't take all day to come out here and spray. But you don't want to spray right before you're getting ready to harvest your food. You want to spray after you've already harvested. And you want to spray early in the morning or late in the evening so that you won't affect your pollinators. Okay, y'all, the spraying is done, and so am I. I am going inside and have some cantaloupe for breakfast. Seeds are all planted. We planted pumpkins and squash, and we harvested our okra and a watermelon. So I hope that you all have enjoyed this video today, and that you'll give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And go ahead and hit the notification bell to be notified when I upload a new video. And as always, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.